Welcome to today's Michael Jackson International News Digest, Friday, June 19, 2020. Here are today's headlines. MJ estate bans rapper. Travis stands Thriller. Who is the man in the mirror? Christians petition Paris. Tattoo reveal. New MJ single leaks. And Speed Demon demo. So our first story is from Genius, the controversial history behind the Michael Jackson song sampled on a Boogie with the Hoodies this time. Nice photo. Boogie is paying complete homage to Michael Jackson. So we're not going to go into the whole of this article regarding the history behind They Don't Care About Us. But basically, a Boogie with the Hoodie wanted to release a song called This Time on the deluxe edition of his Artist 2.0 album. But the MJ estate did not allow him to, did not clear this sample. Now, it refers to a sample of the song. You can check that out. Well, there was a link on SoundCloud, but that's now been removed. It is on YouTube. I didn't hear the sample, but there is basically the verse melody of They Don't Care About Us has been inspired by this track. No idea why the estate wouldn't allow this. Okay, so from shots.net, playlist Fran Healy, we chat to Travis frontman Fran Healy about the golden age of promos, street art and karate. So promos, obviously short films. So where is the MJ reference? Here we go. What's the first promo you remember being impressed by? And Fran says, Michael Jackson Thriller. I had to reserve it from the video rental shop and wait 3 weeks to get it. It was on Betamax. I watched it on repeat the whole weekend. I was 9 or 10 when it came out. My mind was blown. Still one of the greatest promos. Thanks, Fran. I remember when Thriller first came out, you had to rent it from the video stores. And as a family, we were allowed to choose. Each member of the family could choose one video per week to watch as a family. So, of course, every time it was my turn, I chose Michael Jackson Thriller. And as a family, we sat through the short film and the making, and we must have seen that hundreds of times. Good memories. Okay, so our next story is from the National School of Journalism and Public Discourse. So this should be a good article. Who is the man in the mirror? Michael Jackson wrestled between a person and a performer, but what do we know about the King of Pop? I'm not going to read all of this. Okay, I'm going to touch upon a few things. A gifted child's horrific youth. I was a veteran before I was a teenager, said one of the most significant figures of pop culture. Michael Jackson was the 8th child of his parents. I thought he was the 7th child. Dubbed as the King of Pop, he took the entertainment industry by storm with an incredible artistry in music and performance. In 2009, the face of pop shocked the world with the news of his tragic death. The man in the mirror was an otherworldly figure. Behind the glass was a man who would feel sick to his stomach at the sight or the thought of his father. Then goes on to talk about Joe and his abusive relationship. Although his father justified his abuse as a way to discipline his children to achieve fame and wealth, it must have psychologically impacted him greatly. If it was not for his unconventional father, would there be a King of Pop? He was a perfectionist, so it talks about Michael's perfection. Fantasy to escape reality. That touches on Neverland and Peter Pan. I have a bit of a problem with genetic disorder or controversy. 91 was a turning point for the artist. There were more questions. Where is it? There are more questions about him than his music. It was during this time when people noticed the odd change in his skin tone from dark to white. It wasn't. Obviously, that went on quite a few years beforehand. People were curious to know if he was ashamed of his race. Then goes on to talk about vitiligo. Actually, that wasn't the piece that I had a problem with. It was the next one, money and relationships. So it's basically talking about Lisa Marie and Debbie. And Debbie basically fulfilled Michael's desire by carrying his baby, but in a monetary condition. Debbie, the surrogate mother, had agreed to never see the child for a compensation of $2.3 million. In this case, he was a neurotic, self-indulgent, wealthy individual who simply put a price tag on his child's life. Did his wealth mask his ethical consideration of a mother's relationship with her child? That's an absolutely disgusting statement. From the National School of Journalism, do your research. Abuse to abuser, we know where this is going. Basically, I have read this article, so you don't have to bother. You can thank me later. So our next story is from the Christian headlines. Michael Jackson's daughter to portray Jesus as a lesbian woman in new controversial film. Several petitions by Christian organisations are urging for the cancellation of a controversial film that blasphemes Jesus Christ. CBN News reported that the independent movie called Habit will feature 22-year-old Paris Jackson, the daughter of the late King of Pop, Michael Jackson. Jackson, who is bisexual in real life, will be playing Jesus, who will be portrayed as a lesbian who indulges in carnality with another woman. E-Online stated that Habit follows a party girl with a Jesus fetish who... Hold on a minute. Is Paris playing Jesus, or is she playing a party girl with a Jesus fetish? Who gets mixed up in a violent drug deal and finds a possible way out by masquerading as a nun. Jackson's physical portrayal of Jesus also features a nose ring, tousled waves and a traditional robe. While the film has no release date, a petition was made in order to stop the film's release by Movie Guide. A Movie Guide is a non-profit that seeks to restore Christian values to the entertainment industry. Thanks, Movie Guide. Movie Guide argued that Habit release would cause confusion and mislead children and new Christians from the biblical Jesus, because obviously, as a human race, we're all completely stupid. Movie Guide also noted that the film lacks the support of a distributor. The petition, entitled "Stop Hollywood's Attack on Jesus," already has 100,000 signatures. Hollywood is back at it again, the petition states. Help us prove that this movie is unacceptable to believers around the country and the globe. Another petition called for the film's cancellation was created by 1 Million Mums, an extension of Christian fundamentalist group American Family Association. Instead of creating petitions and getting your knickers in a twist, how about actually waiting for the movie to come out, watching it and forming your own opinion? Okay, so on the last MJ Digest, I showed a video of the tattoo time-lapse Michael Jackson, except I couldn't show it because it was on Premiere, and I was dying to see what this tattoo was going to look like. So here we are. We're going to play a little bit of this. It's a good video. It really shows how a tattoo is created. There's some good Michael Jackson remixes in the background. But let's see what this tattoo actually looks like. Okay, we want to see it the right way up, please. Oh, it's a good likeness. It just looks like Michael's got a very large front tooth. Okay, so also I spoke about the new Michael Jackson single. So it's been leaked. I Want to Be Where You Are, Underboss remix, a remix and reimagine of I Want to Be Where You Are. It's good. It sounds fresh. It sounds current. It's not overly produced like the tracks on the Escape album. I will play a very small bit of this, but I will link this video in the description. And it's the original release is on the 26th of June. And our YouTube recommendation of the day is from Launis Production. Oh, before I get into that, I just want to say that last clip of I Want to Be Where You Are, it really makes me yearn for new adult Michael Jackson material. Okay, so Michael Jackson's Speed Demo was originally leaked by Launis Production. On YouTube, a lot of MJ channels have ripped this audio and have uploaded it to their channel, maybe as if they have discovered it, but it did come from Launis Production. It's fascinating. I'll play a little bit of this and I will put a link in the description, and it's a great video too. And that's it for today's MJ News Digest. Dear me, Friday, June 19, 2020. Please like, comment and subscribe because the best is yet to come.